Alright guys, so we are going to draw this part. This is the Nema 23 Z motor mount. And to start off with, what we're going to look at is the overall width is 2.5 inch. Overall length is 3.937. And overall height is 3/4. Now there's many ways to draw this up. We're just going to pick one and go with it. So we got 2.5 inches by 3.937. So I'm going to create a new sketch. I'm going to pick a plane. I'm going to pick my top plane. Go to rectangle. I'm going to reference off my origin. It's going to be 2.5 inches by 3.937. We'll double check that. 3.937. Alright. So the overall height is 3/4. Now these legs right here are a 1/2 inch tall. So that means this base is a 1/4 inch thick. Alright. We have 2 sets of hole patterns. The first set is on the very top and the very bottom. They are 5mm diameter or 0.197. So we got this one, and the ones at the very bottom. Alright. So these actually mount to the frame right here. The four M5 holes are in the middle. They mount a Nema 23 motor to this plate. Okay, so these are M5 holes. Let's see. Let's make this M5 four times. And this 0.197. That's going to be 4 times. It lets me do it. Okay, so there's different ways we could draw this. These 4 holes in the middle, you could actually use a circular pattern for that if you wanted to. So you got 1.861 by 1.861. We're going to use our mirror tool. What we're going to do is we're going to draw this hole and this hole right here, and we'll just use our mirror tool. So these 2 holes are symmetrical. They're in the center line. So they're 1.713 apart, but the distance from here to the center of the part would be 1.713 divided by 2. And they're 3.94 from the edge. So what we'll do is we'll just draw a hole right here. And we'll also draw a center line right here and a line right here. I'm going to hit escape to deselect those. Now I'm going to select it, hit X. I'm going to click on this line, hit X. That turns into a construction line. Alright, so 1.713 apart. So I'm going to hit D for dimension. Oops, hit escape. Okay, D for dimension. I'm going to select this hole. I'm going to select this construction line. 1.713 divided by 2. And it's going to be 0.394 from the top. Alright, so I'm going to just draw that one hole. And now I'm going to use my mirror tool. So my object's going to be the circle, mirror line. It's going to be right here. Now notice the preview it's giving me is just a point. I was zoomed out a little bit, so I didn't actually click that circle. It selected the center, so I'm going to make sure I select. I'm going to go back to object, make sure I select that. Now you can see the preview updated. Alright. So I mirrored those. And I can go ahead and mirror it and bring it down to the bottom. And same thing, look at the preview. I only have one circle here. Let's make sure I get that as an object. Alright. Now I have these 4 holes. Now everything's centered, everything's symmetrical. We got these center lines going across. So these are 1.861 apart, horizontally and vertically. So we can assume the distance vertically from here to this center line is going to be 1.861 divided by 2. Alright, so both horizontally and vertically, it'll be 1.861 divided by 2. So I'm going to draw a circle. This is a 5mm tapped hole. I'm just going to type in 5mm. And I'm going to select this center line. Go 1.861 divided by 2. Double check that. Yeah. And I'm going to constrain it vertically. 1.861 divided by 2. Alright. So now I'm going to hit escape to exit those functions and deselect anything that's selected. I'm going to use my mirror tool. So I'm going to click on this hole as my object. My mirror line is going to be, we'll use this vertical line here. Alright. I'm going to go to my mirror tool again. Select this circle, mirror line. And hit OK. Now I could have just drew these 2 holes and then mirrored it over here, and then mirrored everything down in one sweep. But just to keep this demonstration, this tutorial kind of simple, I just did 1 hole at a time. But you could actually do 2 at a time. It'd be a little faster. Alright, so I'm going to name this, we're going to name this Z axis motor mount. Actually, let's name this Nema 23 Z axis motor mount. Okay, now let's get our main pocket right here, or circle. This is a 1.55 diameter, and it's right in the middle of the part. So I'm going to go to circle, I'm going to hover over here, reference off that midpoint. I'm going to do the same thing here. And when I get both these, okay, it's not really wanting to meet in the middle. I think it's because I'm recording this right now, so it's kind of slowing things down on my video card. So in that case, it's kind of annoying. I don't really like it doing that. I'm gonna drag. Let's see. Here, let's just do this. I just brought my construction line all the way down. Well, I added to my construction line. Alright. And you shouldn't have to do that. That's just because my computer's slowing down because I'm recording this video and using Fusion. So it's kind of taxing the video card. So my diameter was 1.55. So I'm going to go circle 1.55. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and extrude all this out. Just look like this. So this floor was 0.25 thick. Right? So the overall height is 0.75 and these legs are a ½ inch tall. So that means this floor or base will be 0.25. So we'll go ahead and draw the legs up. So the legs are 2.32 long based off the center. Or you can look at it as the seat, this is where the mount's actually going to seat onto the frame, is 0.787 from the edge from each end, okay, and a ½ inch tall. So you can look at it either way. And these legs are 0.2 thick, alright. So I'm going to create a new sketch. I'm going to select this plane to work on. I'm going to draw a rectangle. And we'll say it's 0.2 wide. I'm going to hit enter. What was the length is 2.362. So open this back up. 2.362. Now, it goes 20 millimeter or 0.787 from the edge, right? So we'll go ahead and constrain this 0.787. Moves the whole thing down. Now I don't have to constrain the distance from here to here because the overall length is already constrained. The overall length of this leg is constrained, and the position from here to here is constrained. If I constrain here to here, it will be over constrained. It won't actually accept it. See, if I click it, it says adding this dimension will over constrain sketch. It's because I don't need it. If I hit OK, notice it's in parentheses. That means it's a reference dimension. It's not actually driving any of the geometry. Alright, so I'm going to draw the line right here and change that to construction line by selecting it and hitting X. And I'll use my mirror tool. My object's going to be this rectangle I just drew up. And my mirror line is going to be this line right here. I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to hit E for extrude. I'm going to go ahead and extrude each one of these legs up a ½ inch, so 0.5. So it looks something like this right here. These are M5 tapped holes. So I'm going to go to create, to thread. I'm going to select modeled. I'm going to select this face. And notice it gives me a 1024 UNC. That's not what I want. I'm going to go down to my thread type as a metric profile. And it updated it. So it's now an M5 by 0.8. That's what I want. I'm going to hit remember because I'm going to do this 4 times. It won't let me select more than one face at a time. I don't know if that's user error, if that's Fusion only lets you do one at a time. I think, let's see, sometimes you can pre-select the faces. You know, if I hit control, select more than one face, then go to create. Let's see if that still works. Okay, you can do that. You can do more than one at a time if you select them before you go to thread. So keep that in mind. Looks good. Go ahead and hit save. And that's about it right there. So that's how you draw the Nema 23 Z-axis motor mount. So, alright, so the next video will be how to actually do the toolpaths.